It's 11:55 and 55 seconds. Turn on your headlights. It's time for Night Drive. Good evening and welcome to Night Drive. I'm your host, Horace Wexler. It's late and I am feeling great in this little slice of paradise. I hope you're doing okay out there tonight, Fakahatchee. I hope that wherever you're listening from, both you and your family are safe after that real nasty hurricane blew through here. Hurricane Jeremy. I don't know what it is. Something about the name. It just raises some sort of primal urge in me to bully it. Stop raining all over the place, Jeremy. Stop making your wind blow so hard, Jeremy. Oh, you think you're a Category 4, but really you're only a tropical storm, Jeremy. But you can't bully a hurricane. You can't pull a hurricane's pants down in gym class. And you can't stuff a hurricane in a locker. God knows I saw more than one of you out there on your roofs in the whipping rain trying to bully it, but I think you've learned. No, you just have to take it. You know, trying to get our lives back on track, it's just naturally going to put a lot of things on the back burner as we all pull together to recover from this. The town statue that had everyone so wrapped up in a heated political debate, well, it's just kind of been pushed into the background at this point. And the fact that it wasn't decided didn't stop Positano Fallopian from starting on it. And look, I get it. Positano Fallopian's a busy person, very in demand. And they got so wrapped up in their work that nobody was able to tell them that a hurricane was coming. So it's anyone's best guess where they are now, but it appears they've been washed out to sea in that storm surge. And I know the Coast Guard is still actively searching, but I just worry that, we may have lost a truly visionary artist long before their time. Leaving behind an unfinished work is a reminder. In this case, the biggest, most elegantly sculpted pair of marble feet I've ever seen. For an artist who is traditionally focused on obelisks, they might be the finest pair of feet and ankles I've ever laid eyes on. And if you don't appreciate their beauty, the elegant lines of the feet that Positano has sculpted, I know you'll appreciate the sheer size of these feet and ankles. Look, I know a lot of us are disappointed we're not going to get a statue of Gator Greg Louganis. Rest in peace. But if I had to settle for something, it's a pretty great consolation prize if they don't find Positano out there clinging to some wood or I don't know, drywall. Does drywall float? These are the questions that Coast Guard is going to have to answer. And it's not just locally that we're pushing stuff off into the back burner and kind of prioritizing things differently. Further up the peninsula and the happiest place this side of space, the arrival of the storm put Dan Z into lockdown. And so when they left the negotiation table, the state government thought this is it. They went into high alert because they were worried there was going to be some sort of preemptive strike. But thankfully, calmer heads prevailed, though they're still very much at an impasse, and there's no negotiations scheduled on the calendar. And, while there's no current resolution, sometimes the status quo is good enough. So I'll take it. Thankfully, the hurricane brought some cooler weather behind it, but what hasn't been cool is apparently the rain and storm surge has really redistributed our population of alligators. And so it's more dangerous, I think, than a lot of us would like to admit out there. Definitely more dangerous than I'd like on an average day. Tonight, I think it's really important that we just all put our heads together and share information about just where these gators might be found or discovered. That way we can all make it to a brighter tomorrow on the future with every single one of our limbs. I know some of you old timers, this is your time to shine. You've got those gator yarns you love spinning. Well, you got what you've been dreaming of for years. We're listening patiently, sitting on your knee in short pants, licking our lollipops. We're just ready to soak up your advice and wisdom. So tonight, call me up at 305-209-9686 and let us know the weirdest place you found an alligator after a hurricane. That way, everyone out there who's listening will know exactly where they need to stay on guard. And can we? Yeah, we can. Okay, good. Sorry, I just had to check with my producer real quick. The caller tonight with the most helpful information about where to avoid, because there's almost certainly a gator there, will get a pair of tickets to the Cream Ream Festival out at Sunshack Gardens, presented by those bad dudes with rude tudes, 106.9 The Bone, and Duck Winners Gator Ganza. Thanks, dudes. That's coming up just a few weeks from now, and trust me, we won't want to know what you did or who you did there. We'll only want to know that you had a real good time. So again, that number to call up is 305-209-9686. I'm Horace Wexler. You're listening to Night Drive. Those lines are lighting up, so let's get into your calls. Go ahead, line 2. What's the weirdest place you've found an alligator post-hurricane?
Oh, hey, Horace, this is Charlito. You'll get a chuckle out of this, to be sure.
Hey, Charlito. Can't wait to hear it.
Well, I was fishing for sharks out past White Horse Key, right?
There's some good shark fishing out there?
Yeah, always the best, but you gotta go for the deep water. Anyway, I catch a hoagie shark about as big as I am, but a little less, probably about 5 foot plus change. We reel her in, pull her over the side of the boat. She's thrashing around good because, man, I don't know if you know this, but sharks do not like to not be in water.
Yes, that is a known shark fact.
Well, we go to unhook her, carefully mind. My friend's got these like chainmail gloves, and he gets her jaws, and I reach in there because, sharks are kind of like treasure chests. You never know what you're going to find inside them. Cool license plate to hang on the wall of a Chili's, half a ham. Anyway, I reach right in there. Boom! Second pair of jaws snaps down on my thumb. Say, what? What in the heck, right? There's a dang teenage gator in that shark, wearing it like a one-piece swimsuit.
Whoa, that's like something out of Alien, with the little mouth that comes out of the mouth's mouth. Like the mouth's baby mouth.
I know it, brother. Now, I gotta imagine neither of these two signed up for this tour of duty, so I reckon this gator got picked up by the winds of a hurricane as the shark breached out of the water and plugged one right into the other.
Wow. Mother Nature is incredible, huh? Well, if you're listening out there tonight and you're fishing for shark or any other big fish, maybe take Charlito's advice and use a little extra caution. Thanks, Charlito.
Oh, hey, Horace, real quick before you cut me off, does that win the tickets? For the Cream Ream Festival? Because if I go, I swear to God, Horace, I'm going to get so slippery and wet.
Whoa. I do not want to know what you're going to get up to out there at the fest, but we'll just have to see. So leave your info with my producer before you hang up.
All right. Well, we'll just have to see what you're dealing with out there.
That is definitely surprising. I would not expect to find a living alligator inside a live shark. Like it was riding around in some sort of shark-shaped submarine. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take another call. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the weirdest place you've ever found an alligator post-hurricane. That number to call is 305-209-9686. Let's go over here to line 4. Go ahead, line 4.
Well, hello, Horace. This is Clint Forsyth with the Fakahatchee Museum and Historical Society.
Well, good evening, Plinth.
Look, I know you were asking about the weirdest place people have found alligators, and...
That's right, weirdest place alligators were found, so that people can keep a lookout, stay safe. It's a real public service kind of show tonight.
Well, I've never found one post-hurricane, but I know, based off some old diaries and logs here at the Historical Society, some of our former residents sure did.
Okay, Plinth,
According to an old logbook we found belonging to the captain of the Stephen S. Tobolowsky riverboat, post-hurricane, the crew found a gator lacking of magnitude, tucked away in a shipment of cotton gins they picked up off the dock at Port Malaban on their way to Largo, Martindale.
And what does lacking magnitude mean?
Well, I think that means it was a small one, Horace.
Plinth, this is great and all, but I don't think too many callers are going to need to worry about finding an alligator in their cotton gin.
Too true, Horace, too true. Well, here's another one for you. President McKinley. You may know him as the president that won the Spanish-American War.
I mean, that's how everyone knows him.
Well, he was assassinated in September of 1901, but prior to that, he was traveling around the Caribbean, deciding what would become American territory after kicking Spain's keister. Well, there was a hurricane earlier that year, out of season in April, and an 8-foot-long alligator was found in the traveling chifferobe he used to keep his jockeys in. Horace, Horace, Horace. Imagine reaching for a pair of underoos and touching the slippery tummy of a big old gator. Well, that'd spook even a president.
I don't know, Plinth. Do you have any sort of documentation? Because that frankly sounds a little far-fetched to me. Literally, an 8-foot gator in what's essentially a wardrobe from a hurricane. It seems more like maybe a failed and very stupid assassination attempt.
We'll never send a gator to do a bullet's job, I always say. But the history books do say after a hurricane, Horace.
Yeah, but do they say it was caused by the hurricane? It could be after, but that doesn't mean that, it was caused by it.
Well, true. You got me there, Horace. But all I can really do is my best in terms of trying to decipher the mysteries of history. If an assassin snuck in during the hurricane with a bag and then tucked an alligator inside that chifferobe and then smacked him with a cane until he was all a-twitter after the wind died down, well, I just don't have a frog in a breeze's chance at getting that right. So all I can do is research and study the books, sometimes until the wee hours, trying to do the best I can.
Plinth, when do you sleep? Because I know the museum opens early, but you're doing some late-night research also?
I'll be honest with you, Horace. At my age, I don't sleep much. Any and every moment could be historical, and I don't want to close my eyes, and I don't want to fall asleep, because it's history, fella, and I don't want to miss a thing, if I might paraphrase aircrafters.
Do you mean Aerosmith?
Pretty sure that's not right. Smithing would imply that there's some sort of forge, and how would you begin to forge air? That just doesn't make sense.
You know what, Plinth? I was being polite. Except for the history part, it is 100% Aerosmith.
Well, I'll surely admit I don't know pop culture like you do, Horace. So, I'm gonna get back to the books. Please tell your mother I had a lovely time last night.
Why don't you tell her? You probably talk to her more than I do at this point.
I had a lovely time last night. She says thank you.
Wait, she's there?
Oh, sure. Let me hand her the phone.
No, don't hand her the...
Hey, Horace.
Hi, Mom.
Why are you up so late, Peanut? You should be in bed.
Because I'm doing my show, Mom. I'm always up this late.
Well, I don't like it. Up all night wasting your
Mom,
time.
I'm literally working right now.
What? Talking on the phone? That's not working. Mrs. Mordenkainer's son is an electrician. Now that's working. Her daughter's a plumber, Very woke.
Definitely woke.
That is not what that means. What are you doing with Plinth right now anyway?
Oh, studying tomes? Like really big tomes.
Gross! Oh, gross.
Well, Horace, I know they were historical examples, but did I win the tickets to the Cream Ream? I'd really like to take your mother.
No, Plinth, you don't win the tickets. I'm not letting you take my mom to the Cream Ream.
I shared 2 places alligators were found. Everyone else only shared 1.
Yeah, but they weren't really yours, were they? They were history's.
Horace, listen to me. Are you listening? This might be the first time history's ever f***ed me.
Not like me.
Oh, come on. Gross. Okay, I'm cutting you off. We'll be back with more Night Drive and less of my mom and her new lover after this message from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm military author Thomas Clancy. I know what it's like to be in the field, on your own, no backup, surrounded by enemy tangos. You're a smoking hot piece with hips that clack like a well-oiled M16, and you're hunting mad. There's a clear and present danger, and it's that your lipstick might not be able to go the distance. You need a lipstick that's got your 6. Well, Tom Clancy's tactical lipstick will get him in your sights and blow him away. Every tube of my tactical lipstick is shaped like a bullet with a polished mirror sheen you can use to signal your wingman. Each case is embedded with a small compass, so you'll never get lost, even in the urban jungle. And a 100 lumen LED flashlight to help you find exactly what you're looking for in the pitch black bottom of your purse. And we've got colors that'll leave their hearts bleeding in your wake. Night Raid Black, Pre-Napalm Jungle Green, Hit the Dirt Brown, M4 Magenta, AWOL Umber, and Red October. But, we've got pink and blue, too. Brain Matter Pink. And, Asphyxiated Spy Blue. They say looks can kill, and Tom Clancy's tactical lipstick will help you deliver the kiss of death.
All right, let's go ahead and take another call here. Let's jump over here to what about line 6? Go ahead, line 6.
Horace, how you doing? It's Duck Winters.
Hey, Duck, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm fine as a dandelion, Horace. Thank you for asking.
I'm sure you've got some great advice on where to keep an eye out for gators for all of our people listening.
I mean, that's the thing, of course. It's pretty easy. You know, those things are everywhere right now. I mean, the hurricane came in and just hit everybody just so hard.
Right. We've already had a couple stories of people who have been surprised by gators in places that they absolutely were not expecting.
I mean, well, yeah, it's a hurricane, not a slow down and chill cane. I mean, you know, it's right in the name. I don't know what you expect. I mean, it picks up and moves everything. It's like when you put dressing on a salad, you just shake it up. I mean, that's what a hurricane is doing to our whole town.
Like McDonald's used to have those, what were those? Those salad shakers.
That's right, I do. I remember those, yeah. It's a real salad shaker of a situation.
Duck, let me ask you, how are all the gators over there at Gator Ganza? Did you guys get hit pretty hard?
Oh, no, that's the thing with a hurricane. You know, they'll pick up cars, you know, baby strollers with or without a baby in them, but one thing they don't pick up is a Duck Winters Gator Ganza gator. Just ain't gonna happen.
How do you prevent that? I mean, there's all these natural gators being blown around and tucked into out of the way places. How do you mitigate that?
Oh, well, nature gators, you know, they get blown around. I mean, those things are like butterflies, but you know, Duck Winters Gator Ganza gator, those things, they stay put. And it's mostly diet, to be honest, because lately I've exclusively been feeding them rotisserie chickens from Costco. I mean, Horace, you ever have one of those?
Oh, they're good. They're real good.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a hefty, wet sack of meat. Okay. When I'm carrying one of those through Costco, I feel like I'm going to the gym. And I mean, you could swing one of those things, you knock a man out. Definitely a child.
If you got them right in the temple, you could definitely knock a child out. I believe that 100%.
You could severely impair that child and ruin his life. Well, right now, I feed them exclusively rotisserie chickens from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
I also keep 2 of them by my bed, you know, in case of intruders. Because, you know, I used to keep a bat. But thing is, when at night, like I'm a little groggy, like I don't know if I'm going to hit any. I mean, you swing a chicken, a bag of wet chicken, like I'm hitting something, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm pumping like 6 to 10 of those bad boys in the belly of a gator. I mean, that thing's going nowhere. I mean, it just stays put. It's like me after I eat Chinese food. I don't know what they do to these things, like how they get them so big, but I swear that those chickens cannot walk. Like they must have to throw themselves down on their side and roll around, or maybe like a farmer uses like a hockey stick or something. It is a big bird.
I think I saw a documentary at one point where they had all the chickens just laying down on little mattresses the whole time, so that they didn't like stress their legs, because apparently it was a big issue with just the chicken legs breaking, and you know that's a pretty valuable part of the chicken as well. So they couldn't sell any of those drumsticks, so they were having to lay those chickens down.
I mean, that's a damn shame because, I mean, to be honest, I like the idea of eating an obese chicken. You offer 2 things to someone like, hey, do you want this chicken that's starving? Or do you want this chicken who's like basically lived a vacation for its entire life? I mean, one of those is going to taste better in my mouth. The chicken that went to sandals or the chicken that went to prison?
Yeah, I want that relaxed chicken. I think I would be able to taste a stressed meat.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like, you know, there are some chickens that aren't fit for sale at Costco because of the situations you just mentioned with broken legs. And, you know, so that's why I always hit up the dumpster out back because, I mean, don't want things to go to waste. And gators, they ain't picky. yeah, I'll just kind of like just take all of them out of there and put them in the belly of a gator, and good luck to a hurricane moving that thing around.
Well, how is Gator Ganza doing otherwise with the hurricane?
We are missing almost all of the gators from one of our locations.
Is that the Gator Ganza, proper, or is that the satellite location by the elementary school?
No, that's a satellite location by the elementary school. So, like, if I was a parent of one of the children and go to that school, I would not be wanting them to go to school on Monday. Because, those things are going to get into everything. So, yeah, so that was, and I don't want to blame that on the hurricane. That's the first thing people say. They're like, oh, the hurricane took your gators. I'm like, the Hurricane Jeremy didn't take nothing. Well, stop trying to cancel Jeremy, okay? Hurricanes already get a bad enough rap. Okay, hurricanes just doing their thing. All right, my gators missing because they're wily.
Yeah.
Okay? They're sneaky SOBs, and they use the hurricane as a cover to sneak out. And I don't know who taught them how to pick locks, but I'm going to find out.
I have heard some people say, Doc, that maybe you teaching some of these gators tricks and things like that could be part of the problem in terms of...
It's my own fault. You're right, Hort. That's why I like talking to you, because you call them as you see them. And you remember the last Gator Ganza, I set up that American Gladiator type event for the Gators, and I dressed up like Laser, who was my favorite American Gladiator.
Right.
And, I just think I've just been leveling up their skill sets, and I'm feeding them all that protein, so they're just getting stronger, And so, Gators always in a position like they're doing push-ups. So right now, I just got these ripped Gators, and, they want to go out and explore the world.
Yeah.
I read to them every single night, so I've been, teaching them things.
You're giving them muscles and you're giving them brains, Doc.
They love Dostoevsky. They just, I'm challenging them on all fronts. And so I got to let the cage bird sing here. I can't be teaching them about the world and then expecting them not to go out and explore it. So, yeah, they're probably all up in that elementary school because, you want to explore your local tourist traps to help you not be afraid of traveling. So they're probably really up in there. So again, if you are a parent of one of those children, do not send them to school on Monday.
Right.
Because there is going to be some form of carnage.
Can I just say, because you brought it up, when you did the whole American Gladiators themed Gator extravaganza, I did pay extra for the VIP, so I got right up front and saw it. But I am still blown away, and I am still telling people that I meet on the street how fast the Gators made it through that maze where you were firing the tennis balls at them. I don't remember what that event is called, but I was just absolutely blown away with their speed and cunning getting through there.
Yeah, it's called the Gauntlet. I rigged up that whole little, tennis machine thing with compressed air, and I'd be surprised if I hit even one of them.
Yeah.
They were so fast. I did give them a medical grade ketamine before just to really up the entertainment value, and I gotta say it worked.
Yeah. Well, Duck, say I come across a gator in the wild. Maybe I'm down there by Beauregard Elementary School. Maybe I'm up in a holler by an old stump. And I see an alligator. How do I know if that's a Duck Winters Gator Ganza gator or just a nature gator?
Oh, well, that's easy. You could tell from the branding. Yeah, I put little T-shirts on them. So I thought it'd be cute. So they say Gator done, a Duck Winters Gator Ganza right there on them. It's a play on words that my friend Larry used to use. He works for the TV company.
Right.
And I put little shorts on the males just to, keep it proper. Because thing is, I had a mom complain. One of the gators basically hung like curtains, and at first I was like, "Does this thing have two tails?" And then because that wouldn't be a first. And no, it's just there, dragging along. Like I said, Christmas tree lights. So holiday lights. And so I was like, I got to put some pants on this. Well, I put shorts on all of them, but that one I put pants on. I had to learn how to sew and hem. She wanted a French cuff. It was a whole thing, horse.
So all of this clothing has a Gator Ganza slogan on it. So if I see a gator and it's just in a polo shirt that it's been blown into via the hurricane, that's not one of yours.
No, they all have gator kind of puns, got the gator done, see you later, alligator, and a walk crocodile, all that stuff. I'm in denial, something like that. Some fun stuff. Just have fun. We just have fun. But yeah, those are Gator Ganza gators. And the thing is, you still have to watch out for them, just like nature gators. So
right.
I guess it really doesn't matter which one you find because both are dangerous creatures.
Mm-hmm. Is there any sort of reward if people come across one of your gators? Like, should they be checking any gator clothing for slogans, or should they just kind of leave them alone and like give you a call? Or
I mean, first things first is, a lot of people tell you stay calm. That's mistake number one. Okay, you want to freak out immediately, because if you're calm, then the gator's going to come right at you, because it's like, okay, this guy ain't putting up a fight. So you want to freak out. Second, you want to call 1-800-DUCK-WINNERS. That will alert my personal cell phone, and I will immediately come to you and secure that gator. Now, if I can do that successfully, you will get a half-price coupon for a ticket to Duck Winners Gatorganza. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds great. We all like a finder's fee,
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you find me 10 gators, I'll throw in a bag of Costco rotisserie chicken just because I'm a good guy. And there ain't in cap to that. You find me 50 gators, I'm going to get you 50 half-price tickets to Duck Winners Gatorganza. I mean, that's a good deal.
That's a lot of half-price tickets, Doc. Can you afford that?
And I'm also giving away tickets to the Cream Ream Festival at Sunset Gardens, brought to you by 106.9, the Bone and Duck Winners Gatorganza.
Oh, so you're going to give away some tickets for that too. Also, we got a loose contest going tonight. If you haven't been listening, we're going to give out a pair of tickets on the air.
That's right. You throw a pair from old Duck Winners there too, because I appreciate you. I appreciate this town. And most importantly, I appreciate Costco bags of rotisserie chicken.
Real quick, let's end this call with some advice for the people out there that may come across a gator that they weren't expecting, and maybe they go to open their mailbox to get the latest consumer reports. Bam, there's a gator there, or they open up their drawers drawer, their underwear drawer, and there's a little gator there. What advice can you give them when they come across one like that?
Yeah, I mean, you want to get out of that situation. Like if a gator is in your underwear drawer, that is now that gator's underwear drawer. Okay, so you should just sell the house. Mm-hmm. It's not yours anymore. You've lost it. It is the laws of the jungle.
Swamp law.
Swamp law. And second, you want to call 1-800-DUCK-WINNERS for me to come and deal with that situation, because I'm a medically trained professional.
Right. Okay. And does that change a lot based on where they find these gators? Like, what if it's in a public situation? Like maybe you're looking at the...
Do you find a gator in the library? Yeah, it just wants to read. Okay, it's not going to bother you.
So you just kind of leave that gator alone, go make your copies, use the internet, whatever you need. Just let that gator consume its books.
He just wants to look at the picture books. Okay, I mean, and who doesn't? I mean, they're the best books in the library is the one with pictures. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, there's ones with words. I mean, those are fine, but you got the pictures doing the heavy lifting for you. Why am I not going to look at the picture books first? When I'm reading Dostoevsky to the gators, I'm using the picture version. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to win an award here. So you leave him alone. Now, if you find a gator in like your kitchen, I mean, if you catch a gator like trying to use your microwave to heat up a frozen meal or something, you got to be careful. You better watch out, because that gator's hungry.
Okay. So it sounds a little bit to me like the location really does play into the gator's possible motivation. And if you can derive what that motivation is, you'll have a better understanding of how to deal with that gator.
Yeah, Horace, you're such a smart man. That's exactly right. Now, sometimes you might find a gator at like a mechanic, and at that point, I don't know either. Because it's like he wants to get in a car. Like, okay, so there's some real curveballs that they can throw you. Like, I once found a gator at a bowling alley, and I was like, "What are you doing here?"
Well, Duck, thank you so much for calling in tonight and sharing your expertise. And I'm excited someone's going to find some of those Duck Winters gators and get a ticket to the Cream Ream Festival up at Sunset Gardens.
Hey, always remember, first we cream and then we ream.
All right, Duck, we'll talk to you later.
All right, love you, Horace.
All right, if you're out there listening tonight, go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call at 305-209-9686. I'd love to hear what you have to say this evening, and if you're already waiting patiently to get on the air, well, I'll get back to your calls and opinions in just a few moments. We just have to take care of a few Fakahatchee community announcements. Police are looking for the owner of the monkey that was apprehended cooking in the kitchen at the World Spoon Cafe at 2561 William Bryden Avenue. Police ask that if you're missing a monkey to please call immediately, as they've already taken all the funny pictures they can think of with the monkey. You must be able to identify and describe the monkey before they will relinquish custody. Local officials have announced a costume contest to celebrate the upcoming 30th anniversary of the Wrangler Mangler slayings. Interested participants should sign up on the official Fakahatchee website. then show up next month to the festivities in their very best costume to compete. Feel free to dress up like the Mangler, the detectives, or any of the victims either before or after they were mangled by everybody's favorite jeans-wearing serial killer. There are great prizes for the top 5 in each category, and a grand prize of a $500 gift certificate for a private go-kart party at Tracy Chapman's You Got a Fast Cart. The Department of Safety would like you to know that McMurray's Pit will be closed during the upcoming blood moon to protect any virgins seeking to recreate the legend, though they doubt anyone in this town is pure of heart enough to worry about. The pit will be reopened as soon as the moon begins waning gibbous, and the ceremony can no longer be completed. They'd like to thank you for your patience and understanding during this time. And that was your Fakahatchee community announcements. If you're just tuning in tonight, we're talking about all the places you might find gators in the wake of this hurricane. They can end up in all sorts of places, always a surprise when one pops up, and we're just trying to share a little knowledge here, do what we can to get the warning out and get people forewarned. Let's go ahead and take another call right here from line 6. Go ahead, line 6. Go ahead, Bob.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on Night Drive with Horace Wexler.
Hey, it's like I'm famous.
Well, I don't know about that. So let us know, Bob. What is the weirdest place you have found an alligator post-hurricane?
I found a 6-incher in the glove box just tonight, Horace.
The glove box?
Yeah, there's no idea how it got there, because I drive a big rig, too, so I'm up high off the ground, not one of those little cars that are always about to, scrape their undercarriage when they go over a speed bump and whatnot. But, hey, listen, mostly I just wanted to call up and say, loving the show, love the job you do.
Well, that's very kind of you, Bob. What are you a trucker for a living?
Oh, me? Yeah, no, I'm a hauler. Got me a 3-tonner. I take it up and down I-75. A couple days before the hurricane, I wasn't moving nothing but truckloads of toilet paper. Like everyone was suddenly worried the hurricane was going to give them the trots.
And just so I'm clear here, a 3-tonner is a truck.
A truck, yeah. It's a semi.
And what do you normally haul if it's not TP?
Well, anything they pay me to. Livestock, frozen meals. Last month I had a load of, I'm not sure if I should, not sure if I can say it on air, Horace.
Go ahead, it's late. All the kiddos are fast asleep.
Well, it was a huge load of silicone holes.
Oh, that's,
I'm guessing for the Get Festival.
Oh, that's my bad, Bob. You definitely can't say that on the air.
I'm really sorry about that, Horace. I had a feeling. I wasn't supposed to.
Don't worry about it. My producer's on the button. Besides, the Get Festival's really gone downhill. It's not really about the art or camaraderie anymore. It's just so corporate. All the kitchens, every single, it's all corporate branded. I mean, thanks for the Nutri-Grain branded and the Land O'Lakes beaded swabber, but some things just don't need branding. Absolutely soulless. It was good like 12 years ago, but now, don't go.
I sure won't. Unless they pay me to truck something up to 75 over to the 301 to Cream, of course. Anywho, like I say, I just wanted to call you up and tell you I appreciate what you do. Some of this night hauling gets a little lonely, and it's nice to be able to hear a friendly voice on the radio. I don't ever drive through Fakahatchee because, I get all turned around and lost. They got to go north and up south. Things are real brain pickler. But I get you signal loud and clear and strong here in the cab north of Fort Myers, and then you drop off somewhere around the Babcock Preserve, But, of course, I got me a big-ass antenna on this roof.
Well, Bob, I am glad that I can lighten your proverbial load. What are you hauling tonight, by the way? Can you tell us? Are you allowed to tell us?
Tonight I got me a load of cloacas. I'm taking up to Meeks for processing.
Cloacas?
Yeah, chicken cloacas. They're like, I think they're like half chicken ass, half chicken vagina.
Right. Uh-huh.
I picked them up from the slaughterhouse in Copeland, and I'm taking them up to Meeks. Not the first time I've done this run either.
Right. And what do they do with these cloacas in Meeks?
Well, Horace, they process them.
Okay, and what's that mean?
Frankly, I'm not too sure, Horace, but, our company never trucks anything back out of the plant there. At least I don't. But I don't know anyone who does either. I'm not going to claim to know everyone, but I mean, it's a tight industry. We tend to know each other and know at least someone who's trucked a route at least once. They're real sticklers too. All my other routes, they don't need ID. The truck is kind of my ID. Like who else is showing up with a 3-tonner of chicken cloacas, buddy? Do you really need my fingerprint and a retinal scan? Like Christ, they're high strung.
Right.
But get
right.
this,
So,
last time I dropped off in Mews, the dock manager, he was pretty worried how late I was. Not my fault. They didn't have the trailer ready for pickup on time in Copeland, but, this man was sweating bullets. I mean, hell, all the workers were when I dropped it off. Never seen a truck unloaded that fast before. They were motivated, working like their life depended on it. Everyone talking about how they needed to get it to process as fast as possible. This real big Cuban guy, he was saying he didn't think there was enough time to get it sluiced before it got hungry. Then everyone starts yelling and screaming at him just to shut up and get it off the truck. Blah, 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 I mean, I didn't see that guy next time. He probably got fired or something. Maybe got a better job somewhere else. I don't know.
Right. So what exactly was hungry?
Oh, factory guys, they're always referring to their big machines like they're alive. Well, no, I mean, hey, get this. The guys down at the mannequin factory over in Homestead, they named their mannequin press Alicia, if you can believe it. Alicia's being fussy today. You get that load of legs for Alicia, or, ooh, Alicia's hungry for your load today. That kind of thing. But Mews maybe just takes it a little farther, I guess. Like, hurry, it's hungry. Oh, no, it's angry, etc. But probably just a bigger machine up in Mews to talk about it like that. At least I'm guessing, anyway. I mean, can you imagine if it wasn't? Just super big? Like, what would you need that much garbage meat for?
Well, thank you for what you do, Bob. You truckers are the backbone that keeps this country running. A country that is as good as or equal to the country of Poland.
Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you very much for saying that, Horace. That's, hey, hang on a second. Someone's up there on the side of the road.
Oh, sounds like you got yourself a hitchhiker there, Bob.
Hey, should I pick him up?
Well, look, I don't want to make the choice for you. Maybe we see what some of the other callers have to say. Line 1, you're live on Night Drive. Do you think Bob should pick up this hitchhiker?
I think Bob should pick him up.
All right. Well, line 4, go ahead.
Horace, I don't trust hitchhikers. You shouldn't do it.
Go ahead, line 3. Should Bob pick up this hitchhiker?
Horace, I think a fellow like Bob is very familiar with the rules of the road, if you get my drift, Horace. If you get my drift.
I think the listeners out there might be rooting for you to pick him up.
Hey, listen, I'm going to do it. Cash, grass, or jazz,
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, they pay you, they share their weed, or play a solid jazz standard for you to groove on while you drive. Hang on 1 second. Damn, they sure are standing stiff. Hey there, buddy, you need a ride. Oh, God, scarecrow with an alligator in it.
Bob?
Oh, God.
Bob, you there? Bob? Oh, looks like we lost him. All right, let's take another call. Let's go over here to line... let's go to line 4. Go ahead, line 4. You're live on Night Drive.
Hey, Horace. My name's Stan. How you doing tonight?
Hi, Stan. How are you?
I'm doing good. I know the gators have been found all over town since the flooding, and I've got my own unique situation I'm not sure how to deal with.
You've already found a gator in a weird place, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm down here with this crew. We're working, we're redoing some stuff down here in the strip mall. It's the Hanksel Arby's. They used to be in Arby's. And, we used to have a set of 3 porta pots outside the site. Right. We come back, the first day back at work after the storm and the flooding, and 2 of the porta pots are gone, but one of them is still standing. And we saw it and we thought, oh, what a blessing. We were left 1 porta pot that we can use here on the job.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out why this one was not carried away by the water.
That does sound like a little mini mystery.
Yeah, well, we quickly solved the mystery when the first guy went in there to take a leak. Turns out This porta pot wasn't washed away because of the weight of the giant gator in the tank.
Oh wow! Inside the porta potty.
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing. I don't even know how he got all the way down in there. He
like down
than
like
the
through in the blue water.
Yeah, he's down there in the blue water.
Like all curled up, or?
Yeah, he's kind of curled up. There's not room for him down there. He's kind of coiled.
Yeah.
We feel kind of bad for him, honestly. We'd like to get him out of there, but we don't know how to get in there and get him out safely.
Right.
Somebody might get bit. Plus, it's a bunch of dudes. It's gross.
I don't know how often your porta potties get cleaned on the job site. I can only imagine it's not super frequently. Kind of explains why you would have 3 there.
Oh, no, trust me. We're feeling real bad for this guy.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because 1s are kind of a non-issue, but it's 2s that pile up, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, well, as much as we want the gator to get help and we want him to get taken out of there, a bunch of us are going to feel pretty bad when he goes away. We're kind of going to miss him. We've grown attached to him a little bit. Everybody just goes out back into the alley to do their business now because, we don't want to disrespect this gator.
Yeah. Well, also, I would think it would be incredibly dangerous to try to use the porta potty in the manner it was conceived
you're definitely not going to sit on this thing.
Yeah.
You could stand if you wanted.
Right. Did I lose you there, Stan?
Oh, no,
there you are.
Saying you definitely don't want to sit down. You can stand up if you want to be a jerk to this gator, but he didn't ask to be down there.
Well, I mean, is it possible that maybe he feels very safe in a confined area like that, like very snug?
Oh, yeah, like he's back in the egg.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know like gator psychology, but it kind of makes sense to me. Very contained, like kind of a nesting situation.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem that upset. He's not barking or anything or whatever gators do. He's just kind of down there hanging out. We're making sure he's fed.
Oh, you guys are feeding him?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want him to starve down there.
Because that was going to be my question. It was like, how is he getting out to eat, or she?
We can't tell. We call him a he. We don't know. He can't flip over and look at his business.
Yeah.
We give him. Everybody kind of brings what's left of their lunch in there, whatever we got. So far, his favorites are chicken tenders and breakfast burritos.
Yeah, I mean, those are my favorites too.
Yeah, I mean, they're popular here on the site. He seems to like them. We tried to give him water because the water he's down there and now is pretty nasty. But one guy went in there with a bottle of water. He opened it up, started pouring it down there. The gator spooked him, and he dropped it.
Yeah,
he dropped the gator. Just ate the bottle.
Oh wow!
I don't know if that's dangerous. He seems fine.
I don't know. I don't think that's a normal part of their diet, but there's definitely some strange things inside gators. And I mean, for another analog, you always find crazy things inside sharks.
Yeah. And he's not one of these fancy Amazon gators or something. He's a Florida gator. He's tough. Yeah,
I mean, we had a caller earlier tonight. I don't know if you were listening then, but there was a little baby gator inside a bigger gator.
Oh, no, the big one ate the little one.
I mean, the little one was still alive. It was like a suit almost.
Oh, okay. Maybe the big one was trying to keep the little one safe. Crawl in here.
Oh, you know what? We did not think about that. That's entirely possible.
Yeah, there's a storm, there's floods. Hop in my mouth, little buddy. We'll figure out how to get you out later.
Well, Stan, what is the long-term plan for this gator in the porta potty?
I don't know. I'm hoping somebody can come out here and drag him out with
right.
A lasso or something.
Like animal control or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't.
Because you can't pump it out. Like, you can't have the pump company come in.
That would just dry him out.
Yeah, honestly.
And, me and all these guys, we can't keep, doing our thing in the alley behind the strip mall.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to clean that up at some point.
Or, we just wait until another flood comes through and takes care of it.
Yeah, wash it all clean.
How much are you guys feeding this gator? Is it just leftover food, or are you bringing extra food? Because I'm just a little worried that, like, First, I was worried the gator was going to starve, right? And it was going to get real small. But then I was like, the gator can get out. But if you're overfeeding this gator, that could be a whole different problem with it just getting bigger and bigger inside this porta potty.
I'm going to be honest with you. We hadn't even really thought about that because it's so fun to feed him. He gets so excited. You go in there and you give him your extra chicken tender, half a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
You ever do that thing where somebody gets a deep fryer and you start going, oh, what else can we deep fry? Everybody bring some stuff over here. Let's deep fry it.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that. It's like, let's see what the gator does with this.
Well, that sounds like fun. I love a good fry party. So I can only imagine that you guys are having a great time on the job site.
Yeah, it's honestly, productivity has taken a little bit of a dip, but we're having a good time with our. He's kind of like a mascot now.
Yeah,
for the team at this point.
Have you named him?
Look, we held a poll. I wanted to call him John after where we found him.
Right, of course.
Unfortunately, not everybody here on the job site has that sense of humor that I do. So the name that was settled on was Poop Gator.
Right.
I don't like to use it.
Yeah, that definitely lacks a little bit of nuance.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a little on the nose, and it's not that cute. And I think, frankly, a little disrespectful to old PG.
Yeah, PG. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, I do PG.
It's almost like if you do it fast, it's almost like Peggy.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he's the girl gator, and maybe he's a Peggy. I like that horse.
Yeah. PG is pretty cute. I don't know. Just some thoughts.
The guys are going to like this because it's hard to tell because we think she's about 12 feet long.
Right.
But depending on how, I'll call it PG, how long she stays where she is and continues to grow, maybe she'll become a PG-13.
I love it. I love it, Stan. The other guys may not get your sense of humor, but I certainly do.
I'm glad someone does. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Stan, for calling up and sharing where you found that gator. That's wild. If anybody else out there is dealing with a porta potty tonight, be careful. Look before you sit.
Thank you. Yes, please be careful. And if any of your listeners, if anyone listening right now knows someone who can get this gator out of this poo hole, please come on down to the strip mall next to Hank's old Arby's. They used to be an Arby's.
Hey, Stan, stay on the line if you would. I'm going to have my producer try to hook you up with duck winners, and let's see if we can't get Peggy out of that porta pot and into a nice new home, huh? Maybe somewhere without blue water? Just a thought. All right, let's jump right into another call here. Let's go over to line 4. Go ahead, line 4.
My name's Jarkin Knockbroomer, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thank you for calling in tonight, Jarkin.
Listen, Horace, I ain't never found a gator in no weird place. No weirder than any other caller. Actually, I called tonight just because I needed to know if you hate palm trees as much as I do.
I'm sorry, Jarkin. I think, I think I'm pretty actually nonplussed about palm trees. I guess I really have to ask, why do you hate palm trees so much?
Why? Well, I gotta be honest, I think they're lazy, Horace. They're all trunk and no branch. Where's the branch, Horace? Where the branch? It's just, whoop, shot straight up to the top. It's so boring. And they don't even have leaves. They have fronds. Fronds. This isn't jazz, Horace. They can't just do whatever they want and break tree conventions. I'm starting to just going against the grain. I mean, can't we even really call them trees?
Well, Jarkin, what else would we call them then?
How would I know? I don't know. That's not my job. My job is to put toothpicks in the little boxes when they come off the mill. Look, it's not totally the palm's fault. All right, I also blame arborists. Okay, they need to take a mulligan and look at the palm tree again because it feels like they showed up to work with a hangover and just rubber stamped it and approved it just to get through the day, and now we're stuck dealing with it. Oh, sure, they look great blowing around in a hurricane, but I'd like to say I think a nice aspen tree would look just as good getting, just really getting throttled by that wind.
And what about coconuts?
What about them?
Well, they grow on palm trees.
Oh, well, hoop-de-doo shit. No, Horace? But answer me this, all right? How many nuts do you crack open and then all of a sudden, posh, milky scuds all over your hands? That ain't no nut. That ain't no nut. That's a lie. Coconut. More like no nut.
Well, I mean, you're right. That is a very strange behavior for a nut, if I'm being honest.
You really don't hate them? Palm tree, not even a little bit?
Sorry, Jarkin. I just don't feel the same way about them.
So you probably don't want to go night sawing with me then, huh?
Well, even if I did, which I'm not saying I do, that's when I work, Jarkin. That's when I'm on air.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't really think about that. Oh, man, I guess I'm on my own then.
I think, Jarkin, this is your journey.
All right, Horace. Well, I'll be out here in the night if you change your mind about them in the next hour. Or, hey, if you do come out, the clown mask is only for face protection from wood chips. Don't freak out or nothing. It's nothing weird. It's just the only mask I have.
Have you thought about maybe starting with the trees that have already fallen?
Instead of the ones that are standing? Horace, those palm trees have already been murdered. Murdered by the hurricane. Mother Nature got my back.
But also, maybe
She's on
they'd
my
be a
team.
nice warm-up. See what you're dealing with. Probe them for weaknesses. Practice sawing up those bodies, so to speak. It'd also probably really help your neighbors out, especially if that palm tree is blocking access to the roads or vital services.
That seems pretty gruesome to me, Horace. Just sawing up a palm tree corpse like one that I didn't even kill. People wouldn't think that's like... oh, hey, speaking of, there's one of my neighbors. Hey, Dominic! Huh. Well, she might hate palm trees even more than me, Horace. She can't even look at me standing next to one.
Now, Jarkin, just imagine you're sawing one of those palm trees that crosses the road and blocking everything, and one of your neighbors looks out the window and sees you holding that chainsaw, wearing your protective clown mask. Why, I bet they'll return your smile.
Nah, I'm gonna cut this 50-footer right now. Hey, thanks for taking my call, Horace. Eat chainsaw, palm tree! Oh, God! Gator fell out of the tree!
Well, Jarkin, thank you very much for calling in this evening.
It's a tree gator!
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more of your calls after this.
I'm the Moon Man. It's late. I know you're hungry. I'm looking at you from the sky. I'm also looking at the Moonlight Deli. I'm seeing all your favorite foods from all your favorite Fakahatchee restaurants. Oh, those foods. Those fooding foods. Even from way up here in the dark sky, I can tell those foods would cost a lot more earlier in the day when they were fresh and hot. Well, the Moonlight Deli's food isn't any of those, but it's cheap. If you're looking for late night eats that are easy on your wallet, and you don't mind if it's lukewarm or steve cold, gloppy or congealed, they've got you covered. Soup of the day? It's a soup of the night now. Some of it's got a little water on it from condensation at some point. Also, it's cold as bones. Unless it was supposed to be cold, then it's warm as bones. Moonlight Deli. I heard they don't even care if you're super drunk. They're also cool if you want to eat and get into a fight there. They get bored because the nights are long. Tell me about it. I'm the Moon Man. There's nothing to do up here. I hate it so much.
For whatever reason, there's always a bunch of you listening to the show that can't make it to a phone for whatever reason it might be. Maybe you accidentally dropped it into the batter and you baked it into a cake, or maybe you're just using your phone as a tiny plate for a snack so you don't have to wash a real plate just because you wanted a little something to munch and you're just not quite finished with your snack yet. Well, whatever the reason, we'd like to thank you for reaching out to us via social media, just like Bing Bong Boy, who reached out to us on Instagram at Night Drive Pod and sent us a reel of a gator lurching out from underneath the hood of their car. That's a great one to be extra judicious of, Bing Bong Boy. You do not want to be trying to top off the wiper fluid of an angry gator. Francie Plants reached out to us at Night Drive FM at bsky.social to say, hi. I remember once with my grandmother we went to get the old family albums out of the chest in the attic. And when we slowly opened it up, it was empty except for the albums. But when we turned around, there was a gator sitting in the old rocking chair behind us next to a creepy old music box. So please, Horace, tell everyone to look out. I hear that, Francie Plants. When I had an attic, I wouldn't even go up there because, frankly, there were just too many places for someone or something to sit. It just entirely too comfortable up there for unwanted guests, in my opinion. But thanks for reaching out. All right, turning to email, this is, well, okay, this technically meets what I asked for. I'm not sure if the spirit behind it is quite correct, but, okay, they don't want me to use their name on air, it looks like. Okay, well, this listener emailed us at nightdrivefm@gmail.com and sent a couple pictures of a giant cake with an alligator-themed exotic dancer leaping out of it. Look at this. Full tail and snout. If you weren't wearing glasses, you'd swear this was an alligator with human breasts. It's not really my scene, but it looks like someone was having a really great birthday or retirement or something. Totally surprised. They don't mention what the event was, and I'm not really sure when the appropriate time is that you would hire an alligator. But you know what? I guess, yes, if you see a giant cake, it could harbor an alligator inside. If it's big enough for a person, it's definitely big enough for an alligator, or an alligator-themed stripper, obviously. Probably the best possible outcome, if you absolutely must be surprised by something coming out of a cake. Okay, well, that's all for your emails and tweets. I love getting them, but not as much as your phone calls. So let's jump right back over to the phones. All right, go ahead, line 4.
Hey, Horace, this is Becky. My friends call me Becky Pecky because I really love birds.
Okay, well, I think I'll stick with Becky.
So I went looking around the house to see if I could find a gator so I could call you up. And I went all around the house, and I checked all the nooks and crannies, because my house is like an English muffin, you know, and little gators could be anywhere, in any of them. But they wasn't. Well, I looked so hard, I get hungry. So I go make myself 2 scrambled eggs, because I want to spoil myself and have a fancy dinner like a crow. You know, crows eat eggs, right?
Oh, yeah, I have heard that before.
So I lean forward to crack one of the eggs with my prosthetic beak. It's like, there's a dang baby gator in there. In the egg. I don't know how it got inside one of my eggs. Like the hurricane did a magic trick. Either way, I'm out $20 worth of eggs now.
Wow. What a disappointment, Becky. But I think indirectly you've hit on a good point here that everyone needs to go and check their eggs. I hate to cast aspersions here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't the hurricane and it was instead Big Egg. Big Egg trying to slip one past us consumers and replace a few choice eggs in each dozen with some dirt cheap gator eggs. And if that's true, Becky, if that's true, I am sickened by what I heard. But that is probably a show for another day. Thanks for calling, Becky. And for everyone listening who was like, well, why didn't he ask any questions about the prosthetic beak? Well, look at the clock. The clock here in the studio is telling me we don't have time to ask about Becky's beak, no matter how weird it is. Very weird. Or where she wears it. Probably to her sister's wedding. You know, I'm tempted to give her the tickets to the Cream Ream. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's going to be a hoot. Becky can go and get her beak wet with those rad dudes with rude tudes at 106.9 The Bone. Congratulations, Becky. Hopefully tonight's show has given you enough of a heads up to help keep you safe out there as we clean up the town in the wake of this Hurricane Jeremy. If it saves a life, even just one life, it was all worth it. Unless it was a bad life like Pol Pot. That would be bad. Good Morning Sunbuns with Tiffany Bunzel is going to get your morning started right tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Tiffany has a local baker terrified of baguettes who will share their struggle. And a new way to exercise your brain? You'll want to find out more about minder sizes with motivational speaker and horse owner Rick Ferrari. And the hottest funeral fashions. Find out what the best-dressed corpses are wearing this season. That's all coming up tomorrow morning on Good Morning Sunbuns at 5 a.m. If you enjoyed the show, writing a review is the second best way to let others know the show is worth listening to. The best way? Sending a business email to your boss with Night Drive as the subject line, and listen to it, you freak, as the body of the email. You can reach the show on Threads and Instagram at Night Drive Pod, but we're way more active on Blue Sky at nightdrivefm.bsky.social. Also, you can join us on Reddit at r/nightdrivefm. And hey, did you know that you can now see Fakahatchee with your eyes? Find us on youtube.com/@nightdrivefm. All the audio of your favorite episodes is there, as well as video clips straight from the town of Fakahatchee. Want that Night Drive look? NightDriveMerch.com will take you to storefronts where you can get shirts and stickers, and the very cool Night Drive poster, which is not only pleasing to the eye, but fell off my wall because the sticky strips on the frame gave out. Yours, however, will not suffer the same fates of gravity because you will do a much better job hanging it. Night Drive is produced by Michael Trulli and is hosted by a man who earned a MacArthur Grant for hubris, Horace Wexler. A very special thank you to our callers this week, especially Clint Gage and Ron Babcock. Want to be a lightning caller and hear your very own voice on the show? Follow our social media and keep an eye out for our call-in prompts. And a very special thank you to our musical guest, #, #, 5J, &, who bleeped and blooped with the best of them. For all of us here at KFAK, have a great night. And until Tiffany Bunzell takes over tomorrow morning, here's 4.5 hours of government-mandated buzzing to keep your radio company. Until next time, I'm Horace Wexler. Keep
Alligator in the couch! Alligator! In the couch! It's right there! It's looking at me! Put your headphones! It's looking at me!